All right, let's do the darn thing. Let's talk about how much money I make with 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. How much YouTube pays me to make my content. Now, I'm pretty nervous talking about this because I do not want to come off like I'm bragging or I'm trying to show off in any way. I just really want to show how I started a YouTube channel. I was terrible at it in the beginning for a while. I was terrible at it. I saw no results forever. And then I finally cracked the nut. I finally figured it out. And now I'm in the top 0.01% of the highest paid creators on this platform. And I think it's very possible for other people to do something similar because there's nothing special about me and you could do this as well. So I want this to be motivational and informational in case you're interested at all in something like this, or maybe it's just entertainment because it's kind of cool if you ask me. So let's start off with my first 6 months. We're going to start from the beginning and then go to now, the progression, so you can see where this started. Like Drake said, started at the bottom. We're still not that far from the bottom. So anyways, this is my first 6 months of YouTube. Not great. I made $35 in my first 6 months, 99,000 views, which is crazy because I commonly get more than 100,000 views in a day now. We can see I made $0 for a long time. That is a lot of days with $0, absolutely no money. And you can see there's videos posted. I was posting videos regularly. I've never missed an upload. I've been posting. And then finally, I made my first day of revenue, not even 1 penny. They couldn't even do me the justice of paying me 1 penny. And then, it slowly picked up, maybe 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents a day. And then I made my first $3.70 on August 12th, 2019, and then flatlined a little bit, $1 a day. But you know what? I was so excited about just $1 a day. Now I had other income sources that made me much more money, but I was excited like I was actually making money on YouTube after so much work. And then finally, what did I make here? $7.88. Now I don't remember that day specifically, but I can tell you I probably was going bananas when I made $7.88 in one day. And also I wanted to show you something. This video that I made, oh man, this video is awful. I made this video once I hit 1,000 subscribers. So this intro here is, I guess I can play it. I really don't want to play this video because it's embarrassing how bad it is. But let's just play this intro because this is before I started making my very first video. I recorded this so I could kind of talk about the progression as I grew my channel. So we're gonna play the very first couple seconds here.
Hi, my name is Maher, and I'm gonna be starting a YouTube channel. And there's a few reasons why I want to start a YouTube channel.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play all this all the way through because it's hard to watch. It's honestly very cringy and hard for me to watch. But anyways, in this video, I talk about how long it took me to get my first 1,000 subscribers. I talk about like how detailed I was here. So this is from that same video. I literally had a whiteboard up about my progression every single day with this channel. I'm still addicted to like the numbers and everything in the background here. You can see on this day, I was stoked because I had 30 new subscribers in one day. I literally put a star next to it. I was so stoked about 30 subscribers in one day. That's when I hit, what was it? I hit 309 subscribers. I was stoked about 30 in one day. And my goal was just to increase my subscribers by 1% every single day. And I've actually done that. So it actually kind of worked out. My mathematical mind, my mathematical approach here actually worked. But yeah, this is a very awkward video. My presentation was terrible. I can't even believe I put these videos out. But that's how it goes in the beginning. They are absolutely terrible. So that was my first 6 months. And then let's talk about my very first year. So in my first year, I made $1,106 on YouTube, which might not sound that bad. You're like, you made $1,000 creating videos. What is there to complain about? Well, let me tell you, I tracked my hours in my first year of YouTube, how much time I was actually spending on this. In the first 6 months, I spent 460 hours and I made $32. In my first year, because now I was seeing some progress and I was getting addicted to it, I spent 1,205 hours in my first year on my YouTube content. That's 23 hours a week, 52 weeks a year to make $1,100. Just to put that in perspective, If I had a minimum wage job at $7.25 an hour, I would have made $8,700. So I would have made 8 times more money by having a minimum wage job with the same amount of time. But I stuck to it because I could see the progression. That's something that I'm addicted to. If I see the progression, I can get addicted. So there's that day, $7.88. But then you can see it, like with every new level, it starts a new baseline and just grows slowly by slowly. Let's see if I can find, like, this was probably my first day over $10. Stoked. $11 in one day. Are you kidding me? And let's see what this one, $21 in one day. I mean, come on. I was stoked about each and every one of those because I was like, this is kind of like passive income. This is cool. This is something I've never done before. And yeah, you can see then a new baseline is set. So then it was like an average of about $10 a day with spikes above that. Extremely exciting. My RPM, my CPM, very, very low compared to what they are now. And I was still just trying to figure out my content, trying to figure everything out. I was not good at YouTube. At this point, I probably had close to 100 uploads at this point in time, and I still would not consider myself good. So there's a lot of people who will start a channel, they'll do 5 uploads, they'll do 2 uploads, and they'll be like, I didn't get any traction, I'm not good at it, I quit. Yeah, I was like at 100 before I really figured anything out. And this is when things get kind of nuts. They go kind of sicko mode here. But just as a reminder, this is meant to be motivational and informative, not braggy. I mean, I'm not a flashy person whatsoever. I live like a broke person. I have roommates, literally 3 of them, 5 of them if you want to count my cats. I almost never go out to eat. I drive a cheap old man car. So now that we have all the caveats out of the way, let's show my second year on YouTube. So first year, $1,100. Second year, $169,000. What a jump that was by just staying consistent and figuring it out, trying new things. So you can see here, this is when I really had my first break because I went from, $10 a day. You can't even see these numbers. They're so small in comparison. And then in basically 1 month's time, I turned into like a legitimate YouTube channel, and I could not, like this, it almost makes me emotional even thinking about, this month. I was just like, it finally came. And you can see there was one day where I made $3,000 after, days and days and days at just like a couple bucks a day with a lot of hard work. So I finally felt like I cracked the nut. There was obviously a little bit of luck. There's always luck in this kind of thing, but it's like you get more lucky the harder you work as well. So there's both of those factors and just constantly trying new things. And I finally felt like I cracked the nut. But then, of course, anything that goes up super quickly, think of it like a stock or crypto. If something explodes in growth by 1,000%, it's bound to correct a bit. And it did correct a bit. And this is what I call the pit of despair here. My YouTube channel was still 10, 20x better than it was the year before in this time. But you're always, comparison is the thief of joy, they say. You're always comparing yourself. I was making $28 that day. $130 that day, but I'm comparing myself to $3,000, and I'm like, all right, I know it's possible to get back there. I had to recalculate, figure out what exactly I was doing and how to get back there. And then I finally, trying new things, I pinned myself too much in a niche, finally, figured out how to get better and better and better, and then got things more consistent. And we're coming closer to present day, and you can see averaging well over $1,000 a day, much more stable growth, much more stable income in the last 6 months or so. And this is when, in my opinion, the channel has really become something to be proud of and something that could be a career, because this is kind of like winning the lottery, this big spike. But then when you have consistent growth, that's something that's actually more reliable and something you can get behind. Now, YouTube is very volatile inherently, but it's a little bit more reliable. But this isn't even when it gets super crazy, because this doesn't show the last few months. But before I show that, you're probably thinking, okay, this is great and all, but I don't understand the day-to-day, the tiny little things to do on a YouTube channel to actually grow it. Well, I got you covered here, because I spent months of my life putting together this guide, more than 70 videos on how to do literally everything with a YouTube channel, from how to name your channel, how to not be so darn awkward on camera, because I was so darn awkward on camera, how to defeat analysis paralysis, how to produce high quality content on all budgets from as low as $100 to a few $1,000s, which is the setup that I use right now, how to get that nice blurry background, how to make it look like you're floating around in space. You don't have to have a set like mine, but I'll show you how to do it if you're interested. SEO tips and tricks, how to get more viral content because I have many videos well over 100,000 views and some even more than 1 million views, how to edit your videos, how to monetize your channel in ways besides just YouTube ad revenue, because YouTube ad revenue is only about 20 to 40% of a typical YouTuber's total income. And literally everything you can think of is in this. I poured my heart and soul in here and thousands of hours of work. That way you don't have to go through all the pain that I went through. And this has just come out, so we're doing a pre-sale right now. The first 100 people get $100 off on this course. If you go through checkout and you use the code FIRST100, I'll have all the information down in the description, but this is going to go fast because the pre-sale is already about 25% up in one day. So if you're interested and you want to get that coupon, you'll want to do that pretty quickly. So just so you know. But now let's go into my last 90 days and then we'll do the last 28 days because that's where things get pretty darn crazy. So this is the last 90 days. Last 90 days, $175,000 in 90 days. So my second year, let's compare this. My second year was $169,000. My last 90 days was $175,000. And you can see things get much more consistent. Just get better at presentation, better at picking topics, and obviously work extremely hard as well, because in the last year I've posted something like 600 videos on my channel, and I do everything. It's a one-man operation. So this much one-man operation. And then in the last 28 days, $68,550. So that's not even a full month, $68,000. Just in ad revenue, I mean, that's nearing $800,000 a year just in ad revenue. In a single day, this was my record day, $4,200. That's well over what my car is worth. Absolutely, literally bonkers. Actually bonkers. So I just wanted to show like this is possible. I went from literally less than a penny in my best day ever to over $4,000 in my best day just on YouTube ad revenue. I plan to do other videos on my other income sources as well. If you're interested in that, let me know and I'll do that again in the future. Again, I'm just kind of concerned about this video. Also, if you enjoyed this content, just make sure you like this and subscribe. That way this gets pushed out and hopefully it's motivational, and hopefully this creates some other YouTubers who just try things out and I get a message a year from now like, hey, I watched your video and I started a channel and this is where I'm at now. And to finish this off, I want to talk about 6 things that I do to grow my channel that have really helped me out and I've learned over time. The first one is putting the audience first always. As a YouTuber, especially when you grow, you have so many opportunities to be crappy to your audience, frankly. There's constantly people emailing you with these terrible deals that basically would just scam your subscribers, and you could easily choose one of those for a quick cash grab. I mean, I get emails every single day like, hey, we'll pay you $10,000 to promote this BS that no one wants, is just going to hurt people. You have to put your audience first. I really try to put my audience first, put out the best information possible, put out information that doesn't have errors or omissions or things like that. I really focus on that. Second, become an expert. If you can become an expert in really any area, people will follow your content because you are the source. You are the expert in that content. And really that just comes down to spending more time and working harder than anyone else in a particular area. For me personally, one of my areas of expertise was the Paycheck Protection Program. As myself, as an individual, I have helped fund more PPP loans than anyone else. The estimations right now are around $10 billion in loans that have been funded as the result of my videos. And that's just simply because I was addicted to learning about this program. I mean, I was reading the stimulus bill, hours and hours of reading the stimulus bill and actually referencing the different legal documents that are referenced in that bill so I could just completely understand this, talking to other experts and just learning everything I could. That way I could put out the best information possible. Third, be a little bit personal. This is something that I'm still working on. Just don't be afraid to show your personality, to talk about yourself a little bit, because that's what's going to connect you to your audience and actually get people to care about watching your content for you, not just for the information that you're providing. Number 4, be consistent and show up. No one's going to care about watching your channel if you post, once 3 weeks from now, once 7 months from now. They're not going to know you and they're not going to expect you. You want to be part of someone's regular schedule. So be consistent, show up, provide good information. Number 5, monitor what is popular. And this is really important because as trends go, you're able to put your own spin on that trend and put out good information at the same time. And with this, you're able to help out your current subscriber base in understanding what's going on and then pick up new people who are interested in that trend as well. And you can just kind of do that over time. And that's how you really sustain a channel over time. And then finally, number 6, be more general. There's this unfortunate thing on YouTube where if you're too specific, too niche, it's hard to have a huge audience. So if you're a little bit more general, if you talk about things that apply to more people, there's of course a bigger base of people who are interested in that subject and more likely to click on one of your videos and then eventually subscribe. So I talk about all of that and much, much more. It's something like 8 or 9 hours worth of content in that school that I put together. That's linked down in the description. You'll just want to grab it as soon as possible if you're trying to get that coupon code, because remember, they're going to go extremely fast. So I'm excited about this. I hope that this was informative and motivational, and I hope that this gets a few more people to start a YouTube channel and then build some wealth with it. I would just like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.